What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all of that, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. Starting off with stock number 5, although not in any particular order, you have ticker BETR. So this one's been gaining some pretty good traction, largely because of Eric Jackson kind of calling it out as the next big 10x, sitting at 53.02. Over the last 1 year, it is up 191%. Then over the last 1 month, up 169%. This is what they do on a side note, so feel free to kind of pause it and go through it, based out of good old New York. But aside from that, 14.24% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 1.15 million shares. Cost to borrow average, 8.27. So you can kind of see that shorts have doubled and tripled down. So way back in the day in like June, for the most part, short interest was about 2.64%. Recently, it's been gaining some traction, and ever since it started to skyrocket, it did have a high of around 16-17%. So shorts have been very reactive to the stock price, but DTC is sitting at 2.7 days. So that does signal that shorts are overextended. So that factors in the average volume for the stock in comparison to number of shares being shorted. Short score is 69.92. Higher the number, higher likelihood of a squeeze happening. And then through IBKR, it does indicate 75,000 shares is available to be shorted. So there's not really even that much available shares. You could be seeing some buying going into this week though, as big money will buy this stock just for the purposes of lending it out, such as what happened on Friday. There was at one point only 100 shares available, then it jumped to 25,000, then jumped to 85,000. So that is simply because of big institutions buying it and then lending out. So this is the first stock to add to your watch list. Moving on to the next one, ticker is right over here, CASK. So Seeking Alpha somehow is showing this one, so it's a little bit of an error, but sitting at 84 cents. It has been trading for less than 1 year, but year to date, it is down 51.15%. Over the last 1 month though, it is up 94%. So definitely gaining some pretty good traction. And as far as what they do, this is it. So it is based out of the States, 73 employees, founded in 2011, but 14.6% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 3.07 million shares. Short score sitting at that 71.77, and then through IBKR, it does indicate roughly around 4,000 shares. So again, you could be seeing some buying going into this upcoming week, as big money will love to buy and take advantage of this cost of borrow. So this is stock number 4 that you need to add to your watch list. Moving on to the third one, ticker is MTSR, sitting at 52.25. Similar to the last stock, it has been trading for less than 1 year, but over the last 1 month, it is up 63.3%. So massive amount of volume getting in ever since it looks like September the 19th. Possibly the 22nd. This is what they do on a side note. So it is a biotech, 107 employees, founded in 2022, based out of good old New York. So in case you haven't kind of watched a lot of my videos in the past, I like to choose stocks for this list that have some very good pre-existing momentum, good volume, as well as in many cases, shorts being overextended. And so far, all the stocks I've brought up, and I will also in the rest of this video, all the shorts are just overdone, in my opinion. So with some good catalysts coming out on a macro standpoint, which this upcoming week, we have a lot of big labor-linked data points that could really solidify a 25 basis point cut in people's minds for this upcoming meeting, which is at the end of October. That could really just propel things significantly higher. But going back to this, 13.3% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 8.6 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average kind of on the low end, 4.62. And then quickly over here, DTC 4.89 days. So that again signals that shorts are very overextended in this case. Short score 78.85. And then through IBKR, it does indicate roughly around 400,000 shares is available to be shorted. So another stock that is somewhat limited supply available. So you could be seeing some buying. So this is stock number 3. Moving on to stock number 2, ticker is NUAI. NUAI, sitting at $1.84. Over the last 1 month, it is up 274%. So a lot of good momentum behind the scenes. Even on Friday, went up 33.3%. This is what they do. So oil and gas exploration and production. And so it is based out of good old Texas in the States. 16.2% of the free float is being shorted though, works out to be 3.29 million shares. Cost to borrow average is kind of high, so it is 244.76. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate. And just generally, you can see shorts have been extremely reactive to the stock price. Actually, in fact, they started to really double and triple down prior to looks like it really moving higher. So all of that recent price action over the last couple of trading days, they've been doing that despite shorts really hitting it hard. So back in, looks like beginning of September, short interest was 0.37%. So again, the fact that we are now sitting at 16.2 signals that shorts have really thrown everything they can at this stock. Short score 81.2. And then through IBKR does indicate 150,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this stock definitely will be seeing some pretty big buys this upcoming week, as big money will love to take advantage of this relatively high cost to borrow. And then moving on from here, moving on to the next stock, ticker is CLPT. So ClearPoint Neuro, and it is sitting at 21.55. Over the last 1 year, it is up 93.97%. And then over the last 1 month, up 102.16%. So a lot of good momentum. This is what they do. So healthcare equipment, 115 employees, founded in 98, based out of the States. 9.21% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 2.3 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average kind of on the low end, and then short score is 67.5. DTC still fairly high, so 3.5, signaling shorts are overextended with this stock as well. And shorts haven't really been that reactive to the stock price because it looks like they did double down in June, and that was causing it to go from about, looks like 4.18% short interest to a high of about 10%. That I'm not really sure exactly what caused that. Maybe there were some operational updates or something else, but it looks like they've just been lingering around for a while. When the stock price has started to really move higher, they've surprisingly returned, but still does signal that they are very overextended based on the DTC. Through IBKR, it does indicate 1.1 million shares is available to be shorted. So you might not be seeing any buying going into this upcoming week because that is somewhat okay amount, I guess. And then cost to borrow is rather on the low end through, again, IBKR. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that you feel could squeeze this upcoming week? And if so, throw some tickers in the description below. With that said, appreciate all of you watching. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.